for friends for that, but you have an aunt that you can stay with. Can you clarify?
Well, she's not really my aunt. I have a really close friend that we grew up together.
Oh, okay.
And when my mother left me and my brother, it was just my father, and he didn't really have, a man raising two boys and a girl was a lot for him. Mm-hmm. So he really wasn't around much, and he was really depressed. So my best friend, his mother, she pretty much looked after us when it came to terms of like motherly things, like clothes, make sure we had good smelling clothes. She would do our laundry, she would make sure we had things to eat. She was kind of like a mother figure. So I became, once my mother left and I never saw her again, it was more, she became kind of like my mother.
So yeah,
my mother / I don't call her mother, so I would call her my auntie.
She's a mother-like figure for you. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you have a brother. Do you know where he is now? Are you guys close?
My closest brother, he's locked up at the moment. We've all had tough lives, but his life, he didn't want to do it the way that most people do it. Blue collar, working, going to school. Growing up, we didn't have many parent figures, good male role models. And he got real caught up with a young crowd, the wrong crowd very early. So he's always been in and out of prison, jail. I don't even remember this time. I don't even remember what it was, theft or I'm not really sure. But he usually in and out of jail. And my oldest sister, she's around, but she has 3 young children, and she's barely making it herself. There's no way I would even ask her because she lives in a 1-bedroom apartment with 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really much room for me there, and brothers and my sisters is my only real family that I have left, and I don't have friends that I know that they're not really friends, they're associates. I don't really have friends.
Okay. I don't want to get off topic of your moving situation, but I am interested in the tough life that you say that you have and the things that's going on. I'm wondering if your tough life has, I guess, influenced your decisions in the future, present, in particular, maybe with this apartment. Can you say that is true?
Well, I would say that's true. Most of my life has been change. Change in living situations, change in schools, change in clothes. Things were always changing. There's been times we lived in our car. We never had anything that was stable. Mm-hmm. So once I finally got on my own, finally went to school, finally got me my associate's degree, I told myself that I would do everything on my own. I would get a stable livelihood. And this apartment has been like my backbone because out of everything, out of become jobs, cars, even females, my apartment has always stayed here, been here with me, come home, it's here, it's nice, it's the way I left it, it's beautiful, I got it look at nice TVs, stuff that I can afford, but at least it's mine and it's stable. It's a stable atmosphere, even when I'm not unsure of my brother's situation, my sister's situation, I was the one that had a stable place where they could come and sleep on the floor if they needed to, or sleep on the couch if they needed to. And now it's just I think some of the confusion is it feels like I'm going in a circle. I'm going back. I'm starting all over where I once was. Yes, I have a job. Yes, I have a vehicle, but without a stable home, those things just seem don't seem as important.
Mm-hmm. And I sense that because you had to move from place to place and change has always been in your life, that your apartment was the one thing that was always going to stay the same. And now it seemed like that's being taken away from you, just like in your past. Things just taken away from you instantly. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So for the follow-up, for the next session, I think that we need to look at different resources for you to get an apartment. Now, you mentioned that you have a job. Is your salary good enough or enough for you to get an apartment? Do you feel like you would need to apply for low-income housing?
Honestly, Honestly, I'm really not sure. This all has happened so fast that since Tuesday, all I've really been able to do is really just stress about it. But I have talked to my boss about, maybe getting some more hours, maybe getting some more money, because my job is a good job and it pays okay, but I really haven't been saving because I thought that I was secure in my apartment. So I was, buying. I just bought a new screen, not a big screen, but I bought a nice size TV for my bedroom, and that was like $600, and I wouldn't have done something like that if I'd known that I would have had to been saving up. In Jersey City, New York area, that area is kind of expensive, so I know I'm gonna need at least a couple thousand, and I think I maybe have more than about $1,000 in the bank. So I'm not really sure right now what I'm going to do. Hopefully my boss will allow me to work some more hours within the next 2 weeks, and then I can at least have about $2,000. Hopefully I can find something that I can live into for a few months before. I know it's going to take me a while to find something like I had before. So, I think I'm just going to go step by step. I really don't know. The whole, state assistance and all that, I'm not sure on that, because when I was young, they really weren't much help to us. They really didn't assist us very well. So I'm not really sure about that. I have no knowledge of that.
Okay. So our session's coming to a close, but I think as an assignment for next session, I think that we or you should look at different low-income resources, have a list, do some research on the internet and have a list of that, as well as you mentioned that Jersey City or New York State area, tri-state area is kind of expensive, and maybe you have a list of, maybe think of relocating. Maybe that's something that might be easy for you or hard for you, since I don't know, where is your job actually?
My job is in Morristown, New Jersey, so it's quite a ride.
Okay.
So that could be possible. It could be I could look places closer to my job.
Yeah. So I think that you might want to look at different areas that's close to your job and relocating, as well as get some price ranges for apartments in Jersey City. So it's 3 things. So it's looking for different apartment price ranges in Jersey City, relocating, look at different areas that's around your job, and as well as low-income housing, different resources that you can call and look at. So that's what I would like you to do for the session, for next session. So as we come to a close, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling a little better. It's good to talk to somebody about the situation, but I'm still pretty upset, because I feel like I could have had a heads up, but I can't really change what is happening or what has happened, so I have to, I have to get to work, so yeah.
I'm wondering how your relationship with the landlord is now. Would you say that you guys are still friends? Have you talked to him, how he presented you with leaving the apartment? Or
we haven't talked at all, because he didn't even tell me this face to face. He sent me a letter, and once I read the letter, I called him, and I left him 2 messages. He still hasn't replied, so he knows that I'm upset, and he knows I'm going to be upset, and he knows that he dropped the ball on this one, so he's probably just staying away from me. I mean, I'm not a violent or vindictive person, but if I do see him, I'm going to voice my opinion, let him know, why haven't you given me a heads up? I talked to some people in the building after I heard about it, and some of them have heard rumors for the last couple of weeks. Well, those type of rumors are things that we as tenants should know, even if they're just rumors. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But at least let us know so we can start planning, So, but, a lot of different things could have been said, it could have been done, but it still leaves me in the same situation.
Right. Okay. So I think that's what we'll do for the session, the assignments. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. So I'll see you next week.